So here we are, we're on to game 4. This time I'm up against another type of Elves army here. And so far I've won 2 games, lost 1. So this is my left flank here. My opponent has some scouting archers, a unit of palace guard, 10 storming cavalry, and another unit of palace guard. And on my right he's got another unit of storming cavalry and another unit of palace guard. No, it's not. Unit of spear. On my right, I put out my archers. I put them out early on just to split up where my troops are going to be and help him split his divide his force up a bit. These guys are just here to hold off that flank with a 20-inch charge. He's got to get within my charge range for me to be able to charge him, so I should have an advantage here. And the rest of my force set up on the left-hand side. These buildings were treating as impassable. I've done this because I know my opponent and his list is quite nasty. His storm and cavalry tends to break whatever unit they hit, which means I need lots of ability to counterattack without exposing any flanks to any of his counterattacks. I've got my general back here just to hold off to charge anyone who wants to come round. I did mention he's also got a little single unit of a Draken Rider. This guy's used to get out war machines, chase down standard bearer, that kind of thing. So again, my general's there protecting from that. But what I have is my shield wall, my horde of spear with my general behind, my archers, shield wall, and the spear holding the flank with the standard behind the archers there. So here's my opponent's scout move, and that's his Draken Rider there, just on the left-hand side of the units there. By the way, we're playing the kill scenario, so it's all down to victory points. So my opponent moves up aggressively right across the board, and same on his left flank. He's very wary now of my mounted sergeant, which are there. He's aware they've got a 20-inch charge, so an exposed flank will I'd easily take advantage of that fact. And his scouts managed to take off, course 3 hits on my shield wall there, which is a bit alarming. I was hoping they would help on the flank here. If they did too many more casualties, I wouldn't risk them into combat. Right, so my turn. I slowly move up the left-hand side to swing them around the building. Just keep that closed in so nothing can get round. I move up my shield wall in the centre of my units there, just to protect my archers so he can't squeeze through and take them out with the cavalry. If he'd done that, he would be behind my lines and be nightmare. So I'm trying to bait him with my shield wall in the centre. And again, my spearmen just stay a little way back so they don't get charged there and just be able to hold the flank. I brought my general up. He's ready there to counterattack because I'm sure there's going to be an opening there once he's killed my shield wall off. And here my cavalry just turn and face off against his flanking units. So now he's fully aware that I've got a 20-inch charge and there's not a lot he can do about it. If he wants to come around my flank, I should be able to get some charge off against him. So my opponent moves up on his left flank there, making sure he's 20 inches away from my mounted sergeants, while his spearmen turn to face, ready to march across towards them. In the centre, he does as I expect, charges in, wipes out my shield wall in one charge. He combined the charge of his Stormwind Cavalry and his Draken Rider, so they're now ready to be countercharged. And on his right flank, he just brings his Palace Guard around, ready to try and charge against my weakened shield wall. In my turn, I move my mounted sergeants up so I can charge his cavalry when he charges my spear, because you see I've charged my spear up there into his Palace Guard. In the centre, I had a trouble on what to decide on what to do here, but this I felt was the best option. I had a flank charge with my archers against his Draken Rider, so I went for that to try and get rid of his Draken Rider. If I fail to get rid of him, I'm going to be flank charged, but flank or front charge from those knights to those archers won't last, so it paid no never mind to me. I was tempted to charge the flank of the Stormwind Cavalry with my spear, but I didn't feel I'd break them in one run. So instead I went for the Palace Guard and combined that with a flank charge from my general. This way they're also behind the line of sight of the knights, so they're not going to get charged by them. And here on my left, I just push up my horde, just tempt him to charge me, and pull back with my shield wall because they've slowly got enough wounds on them now, where I think one charge will probably break them against his palace guard. So now the only option he has is to charge my horde. So my units managed to break his palace guard unit, which was ideal. The spear turned to face the incoming cavalry unit. Unfortunately, my archers were unable to break the Draken, there being only one of them. So they're going to get charged in the flank by the cavalry there. So yep, my opponent comes in with his cavalry, charges my spear, but again this is pretty good for my spear because he's disrupted for going to the terrain, and he's at -1 to hit because he's charged the spear in the front. Unfortunately my archers on the other hand, they've been charged in the flank, and that'll be the end of them. His Draken Rider disappears around the left hand side there to get behind my lines. And over here the other palace guard unit charges against my horde, and you just see his Draken Rider there just coming behind. I think his archers have a few shots at my general on Winged Beast. And at the end of the combat, he bounces against my spearman, but manages to get quite a few wounds through there. Defeats the archers relatively easily, turns to face the rear of my spearman. And on my left, he managed to get 5 wounds through, but other than that, does nothing else, and bounces off my horde. So I do what I must here and go for gold, charge my spear in the front and my general in the front of the Stormwind Cavalry, as well as my mounted sergeants coming around and charging them in the rear of the Stormwind Cavalry. The only thing is, if this goes wrong, I'm in a deep trouble. There's nothing I can do about my cavalry, but I am going to try to save my spearmen, and what I do is I bring my standard bearer around to stand in front of the Stormwind Cavalry on the left here. Obviously if he does charge him, he can overrun into a combat, but I'm 4 inches away, which means I've got a 50-50 chance of escaping that one. So that's the best I can go with, and that's what I will go with. And I do the same thing over here, even though my shield wall's damaged, that's it. I'm going to throw it all in now to try and break them in one go. So I've got my shield wall and my spear phalanx all going in at them. My chaps managed to defeat the Stormwind Cavalry. I turn my spear to take on his cavalry coming up from behind, but I keep my general facing up against his spear. My thing is, if he goes for my cavalry, I've got a flank charge against him, and then with the combined charge of both my cavalry and the general in the flank, I should get rid of those spearmen. While my spearmen should be able to hold off one charge against the Stormwind Cavalry. And on the left flank, I didn't break them, but I did manage to waver them, so I'm not going to get charged. I'm just keeping my shield wall alive. I think at this point his Draken Riders also come behind me. A quick charge of them against my shield wall will be a nightmare as well. So as expected, my opponent charges his spearmen against my mounted sergeants. The only advantage I've got here is he's disrupted, so he's hitting me with a -1. Also his Stormwind Cavalry going to my standard bearer. After that, the Stormwind Cavalry wipe out my 4 spearmen, my standard bearer. And over here he's unable to wipe out my mounted sergeants. So in my turn, as expected, my general gets a flank charge against his spear, and my mounted sergeants go in the front. My mounted sergeants will be hitting on 6s, because again disrupted and got spear and stuff, but with the 13 attacks that aren't modified against my chap, I should be alright. And I throw my spearmen in here just to get some wounds on early as I can against the Stormwind Cavalry. Again, downside is I've had to move through terrain, so I'm disordered, so I'm hitting him on 5s. With 5+ armor, I don't think a lot will go through. And another combined charge over on this flank with my horde and shield wall. Yep, my poor spearmen only managed to get 1 wound through against the Stormwind Cavalry and does nothing to them. But the combined charge on the far side there managed to wipe out his spearmen. They'll turn around now, ready to charge the Stormwind Cavalry when they finally break my 4 spearmen. And the combined charge over here wipes out his palace guard. I keep my warriors facing forward, so they're ready to charge the archers. And my shield wall turn around, ready to take a Draken charge. Unfortunately, because of time, I had to rush these last photos. These are the last couple of photos. Basically, he charges out my spearmen, destroys them. In my turn, I get to charge him, but don't break him. My horde charges his archers over the top there, wipes them out, and the Dragon Rider who had charged my shield wall failed to break them, and in return my shield wall charges him, and I do break him as well. And that's how the game ends. So that's another victory. I think that's game on 4, 3 victories and 1 loss. So really happy with how it's going at the moment, and really happy with how I'm playing. So thanks again for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and you're still enjoying my battle reports. I've got 1 game left, and then I'll probably do an overview of how I thought the tournament went, and the game system itself. Alright, that one.